Hi, Dean here from JuiceRx. Very excited for you to be here with me today. This is our very first JuiceRx video and the very first video that I've shot personally as well, for that matter. Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to share my story and my personal health journey. Some of you may know from reading the website or talking to me personally. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis about 10 years ago. It's a condition that modern science calls, science does not know where it comes from, what the culprit is, and how to cure it. It's only treated. I was confused, I was sad, I was disappointed, and I was at a total loss for what to do. And I ended up going on a regimen of pills. The most commonly prescribed treatment for ulcerative colitis is mesalamine, and I was taking that for at least 2 or 3 years, at which point I went in for a routine blood test, found that I had vastly elevated liver enzyme levels, ASTs and ALTs, as some of you who are medically inclined may know. But that indicates damage to the liver. That's these enzymes that are contained inside the liver that start to spill out when there's damage. And so I had vastly elevated levels, probably about 10 times what is considered to be normal. So to say the least, that kind of rattled me a little bit. You know, I had what I thought were just two options. I can continue the medication that would help quell the inflammation from the condition, and I can continue fending it off, but at the same time causing damage to my liver, which is never a good thing. Or I can get off the medication, I can save my liver, and then I may experience the reoccurrence or relapse of a flare. So it was sort of a catch-22, and at that point is when I started to research alternative therapies, because I thought there has to be a better way, right? It's amazing. That was sort of the starting point of, I think, the real evolution of my knowledge, because I became so passionate and fascinated with the idea of food and what it is, and why do we, what we choose to put in our body without even thinking about it, And so I was sort of a victim of this, where I just, sort of would consume things that I thought were healthy, or that the media had convinced me, or just what nutritionists had convinced me were healthy things. So there's just a lot of information out there that I was confusing me. And sort of the more I looked into this, and I sort of looked into these different sort of ideas of eating, all fruit, or being a vegan, or shunning meat, or shunning dairy, and all these different diets, right? Eating raw. And so there's all these different ideas floating around. I started to test all these different diets, right? It was really interesting what really started happening. Within about 2 months, any inflammation that I had in my bowel had sort of dissipated. I was feeling a lot stronger. I felt like I had a lot more vitality. I felt like I was a lot more clear-headed. And at that point is when I discontinued the medication. And that was about 6 years ago. And I have not taken a single pill since. I feel amazing. Hopefully I look amazing. That's probably quite subjective, but yeah, I feel amazing, and it's really, this knowledge has changed my life. And even from that time, many years ago, when I had that sort of revelation and that awakening, when I discontinued the pills, my diet has evolved considerably, even from then, right? Even from the healing diet that I went through. Even now, I mean, I eat dairy, I eat meat. People are always curious if I eat meat or if I eat dairy, or if I'm completely perfect. And I don't know what perfect means, but I try to do what I can when I can. So that means, juicing, eating the right kinds of foods, living the right kind of lifestyle, right? There's like certain superfoods and certain things I put in my body on a consistent basis that ensures that it's going to keep me healthy and keep me strong and keep me resilient when I for those times when I do cheat and I eat things that I know I probably shouldn't, but I try not to judge myself too much because no one's perfect, right? And where's all the fun if you can't do the things that you want to do sometimes? I'm really excited about the fact that I feel like I live a balanced life. I don't feel like I live in like the one extreme or the other in terms of health or what I put in my body, because life is about balance. And so if you're going through like a similar health struggle, I know a lot of people, you know, I get emails daily from people who suffer from the same affliction that I did, ulcerative colitis or Crohn's or some kind of gastrointestinal condition. Have faith that that you can heal naturally, and there's things out there. There's plenty of information and plenty of things that I can share with you going forward. You know, this is just the first video of many that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be sharing my my knowledge and my tips and my tricks and everything I've learned. I don't want to keep any of this to myself. I want to share it with all you guys because it's very exciting. But have faith and trust that there's other ways of healing, and not just healing if you're coming from a really dark place or from a place of poor health, but also from a place of if you feel like you just have decent health, but you want to get to a place where it's great, right? Where you just feel full of vitality and full of energy, full of happiness. There's definitely a way to get there. So just trust. Thank you for listening today. Feel free to leave comments. Love to start a dialogue with you. Love to hear what your questions are, what your concerns are. You know, if you have any other questions for me, I read each and every comment and I respond to them personally. So this is very exciting stuff for me. We'll also be doing a ton more videos. We'll be going into a lot more depth with what I do personally, what my health little tips and tricks are. And so I'm excited to be sharing that stuff with you. But if there's anything else in particular that you'd love for me to share, feel free to comment. So thanks for joining me and hope to see you soon. I really think about all but. It's like all except disappeared. That was the wrong thing. Once I get... Okay, I'll try to...